Good morning. Welcome to Family Jewels.
Hello.
I'm Colton Bartell,
And I'm Audie Bartell.
and we are both graduate gemologists here at Suzann's Custom Jewelers. And if this is your first time joining us for Family Jewels, welcome. And basically what we do here
And if
is...
they're not the first time, it's still welcome, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I'm like telling them, what we talk about.
Uh,
Yeah. So we discuss like gems and gemology and basically anything pertaining to jewelry. And today we're actually going to be talking about more of the jewelry side rather than the gem side. We're actually going to be talking about Pave. So
it always sounds cool. Pave.
it does, but it also sounds a little bit boring. Like, oh, it's just Pave.
Yeah.
But it's anything but boring.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, as far, not that there's not an art to setting.
Right.
But to Pave, there is really an art to setting.
Yeah.
And it's like...
There's some frustration to it.
Yeah, but I mean, whenever it's done right,
Yeah.
it's like... it's pretty both where the stones are set that you're looking at, but you look behind and the setting is also just as pretty.
Yeah.
That doesn't work the same way on other types of setting.
No, it doesn't.
Or normally doesn't. It can, I guess.
It can. It depends. It still comes down to how well it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pave, whenever it's done well, it's like a work of art, both the side that you see the stone set and the side that you don't look at.
Yeah. So Pave simply means paved in diamonds.
Or paved in stones.
Or paved in stones, yeah.
So I brought some examples other than...
Right. Typically, what you're going to see is that it's diamond, but it can be done with other stones, and we do, like you said, we do have some examples here of different kinds. They're going to be difficult to see on here, just because, even holding it in your hand, it's kind of difficult to see where stones start and stop.
Right.
Which is kind of the idea.
Right.
So this is one of the more difficult settings out there to do. There's a lot of planning that goes into it, whereas the other ones, it's pretty, straightforward. Well, the stone goes right there, and you cut the seats and you set the stone.
It's a little bit like a puzzle.
It is.
Except most of the time, this puzzle is all the same pieces.
Or you hope.
Yeah. Well,
that's kind of the other idea is with Pave, if you have stones that vary a little bit in size, it's going to be a lot more difficult. They need to be extremely consistent.
As long as you can do
plan
it.
for it.
Yeah, you have to plan for it.
But if it's not planned and you had planned for them all to be the same size and then there's just little differences here and there, it can make a huge difference in the overall piece.
Yeah.
So consistency is a big, big thing with this.
Or planning.
And planning, yeah. Well, good morning, Myrtle. Thank you for watching.
I can't read those little letters. I could if I got closer, I guess.
Well, then you're not going to be working on Pave.
That's true.
So we'll show you some examples here, but we'll probably be posting some pictures later of what Pave is. But as you can see, this is just like completely done in diamond. This bracelet actually has over 16 carats of diamond in it. There's 588 round diamonds in here, believe it or not. All full cut.
Yeah. It's an incredible piece. I don't know, let's try, I don't know whether we can do this or not. Let's see if we can show the back side. We can actually open this up.
Yeah.
It does have
kind of a honeycomb.
Yeah, bridge work or understructure to it.
Yeah.
And
you gotta push on the right part. There you go.
Yeah, you really can't see it, dadgummit. But
well, it's hard to see on there anyway.
Yeah. But normally, whenever you look at the back of these Pave pieces, I wonder if this pendant would work better.
All of these have like an understructure behind them.
And
Yeah.
you might be able to see a little bit here on this pendant.
No.
It's difficult, isn't it?
But you can show them the front of that one. This one's actually done in black and white diamonds.
So the black is pave.
So you see all the little sparkles. Each one of those is actually an individual stone that you're seeing.
And this one is a little bit of planning going into it because not all of these are the same size.
Not only are they not only the same size, but the shape itself curves, but it also is domed.
And then it's widened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not, this piece, granted,
It's got a lot of stones in it, but it's pretty straightforward. It's got a single continuous curve.
The only thing would get to be is here on this edge.
Yeah.
And whenever this is done really well, this is really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people look at this and they go, well, that's going to catch on everything, but this is like
silky smooth.
Yeah, it's like you can't even tell that there's stones or metal there.
Right.
But,
And that's kind of the idea is basically, if you look at like a brick street or something like that, imagine it being each brick being diamond. And that's kind of what this looks a little bit like, is they're kind of an offset, and so they're kind of set next to each other, and then the next row is kind of offset to fill in each gap. What makes this setting so difficult is that one prong can affect up to 5 stones.
yeah.
And what happens is this is a type of shared prong setting. So you have a stone here, and you have a stone here, and a stone here, and a stone here, and then you have one prong in the middle of those 4 or 5 or whatever. And so you have to evenly tighten these stones, and there's even kind of a method to the madness of tightening too, because you have to do it in kind of a pattern. And you kind of have to work inside out. It's almost like painting a floor, I guess. You don't want to paint yourself into a corner, and here you don't want to tighten to the point that you got loose stones and you don't have a prong reaching them.
Well, that or you get everything tight except the last one.
Yeah,
and you can't tighten it.
Yeah, so it is a very difficult setting, but when it's done properly and it's planned out well, and the stones all match, and it's finished out well, it can look really, really impressive.
Yeah, it's easy to wear.
Yeah.
And I'm good to go.
So with Pave, we don't do a ton of this in-house, just for the sheer fact that we don't have a lot of people asking for it, because it is very ornate and it can get very expensive. However, the pieces that you get out of this are just incredible. One other nice thing is, like we said, it doesn't always have to be done in diamond. So take like this ring, for instance, all the yellow that are in here are actually yellow sapphires. And then we've got white diamond around it that paves down the side. But what's really cool about Pave and what it really lends itself to is like that necklace that we just showed you, and that ring and this ring is you can set stones on curves and then maintain the freeform shapes or whatever it is that you're wanting, all while still getting that nice glitter and glitz from the gems. And so like this one, this is actually done in color enhanced blue diamonds and white diamonds, and you can actually see the curve maintained on this ring, and it's still completely encrusted in gems. So one thing you can look up and see some really impressive setting with is Fabergé eggs. So there's a lot of those that were paved or have portions that are paved, and some of the interior pieces that they've done in Pave, which are just absolutely incredible. A couple others that you can also look at that have some really incredible pieces is Oscar Heyman Brothers out of New York, and Van Cleef and Arpels, which a lot of those pieces are actually made by Oscar Heyman, and it's just incredible stuff. The settings are like he said, they're pretty front and back. So there's some pieces that I've seen where they've actually maybe pavéed on the inside of something, and the outside is high polished, and so it looks kind of cool from the outside, and then you open it up, and then it's kind of like a geode opening up. You have all these gems on the inside that are just really cool. Probably one of the most impressive settings I've ever seen was actually at Koster Diamonds in Amsterdam. And it's actually a diamond museum that you can go through, but they have what's called the Koster skull, and it is actually, I believe, like a baboon skull. And it's completely covered inside and out in white diamonds and platinum. I believe it's got like 17,000 diamonds in it, which is pretty crazy. So I would never want to have to set that many stones in one particular piece. But I guess for the right price it would happen. But it is a really cool setting. It has great uses. Like I said, if you're wanting to cover something in gems and you're wanting to kind of maintain the shape and flow of things, Pave is a great way of doing that. It can really be good if you're wanting to accent something that has more of a motif to it. One thing that I've seen a lot done is like little animals and stuff like that. I know Cartier makes a panther ring that the entire panther is pavéed, and so you can actually see the shape of the cat on the ring still, and then they've actually blended the stones in different colors so that you can see the pattern on the fur, basically. I've seen where they've done hummingbirds, and you can actually see the colors blend together because they graduate the colors of the stones in the setting, which is pretty cool. And basically it just comes down to a lot of planning. Each one of the stones individually has to be placed and planned for well ahead of time before the piece is even cast. So it is kind of a big job, but the finished result is really incredible. So if it's something that you're interested in, a couple of things to watch out for is, one, making sure that the stones are of high quality. You definitely don't want to buy a Pave piece that has lower quality stones in it, something that's going to be susceptible to chipping and breaking, because if you have to ever replace one of those stones, it's extremely difficult and very time consuming and very expensive to replace. The other thing is checking out the setting to make sure it's sound. Whenever you're looking at these, definitely want to make sure that all the prong sizes are consistent, the stone sizes are consistent, making sure that the stones are set level and flush with each other. Basically, you're looking for inconsistencies. If it has any inconsistencies in the piece at all, you probably want to pass on it. Another thing is you probably want to stay away from anything done in silver that's pavéed or in lower carat gold. Typically what happens is when you start working with lower carat gold, like 10 carat, the stone qualities that are being used in there are going to be usually lower in quality, and that's when you start running into the problem of the chipping and breaking, losing stones, and needing to replace them. So when you're shopping for something like this that's pavéed, definitely want to look for the higher quality items. I believe all of these that we have here are 14 and 18 carat. Platinum is also a good one to pave set in, but probably the one that I prefer the most is going to be 18 karat white gold. Just for the sheer fact that the higher carat gold and the whiteness, people like it a little bit more, but the white gold is a little bit harder. And whenever you're setting diamonds, you get it to high polish. The prongs tend to blend in a little bit more into the stones, so you get this awesome look like this bracelet where you can't actually see where the diamonds start and stop. It's just all glitter. Really pretty setting. Definitely encourage you guys to check these out. We do have a lot of examples of this and a lot of pieces available here at Susann's. So if you guys have any other questions or you'd like to see some of these pieces in person or try them on, feel free to stop by. We are located at 4226 South Alameda here in the Town and Country Shopping Center at the corner of Everhart and Alameda. And you can always reach us by phone 361-991-7565. You can always find us online at susann-jewelers.com, right here on Facebook, and you can follow us on Instagram. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And we thank you guys for watching. We will see you next time on Family Jewels. Bye.